Hey, it's Celtic, and today I'm going to do a review of the NECA figure Gordon Freeman. I've been dying to get this figure for a very long while, and I finally have him at last. Ever since I saw him last year while I was working for Toy Inc., I noticed that they had like a good amount of that figure on their warehouses, and I thought to myself, maybe I'll get this figure later on. But fortunately, I was able to get him, but the quantities were very low, so I was lucky enough to snag him while I can. But I must say, I really love this figure, and he is a great representation of Mr. Freeman from the video game, and I absolutely love it. As you can see, he has great amount of detail. I love the paint applications on him. It's just really amazing, and he comes with a good amount of accessories, so I'm really surprised because I didn't think that he would come with a lot of accessories, but he did. And I have a couple gripes with this figure, and a few of them will be with the accessories with him. But first, I'm going to start off with the gravity gun. Here is the gravity gun, which looks very nice, painted and detailed. I absolutely love it. Even though I already got my Shell figure, I was a little spoiled by it. And looking back to this figure, even though Freeman came out before Shell, I wish it has a light up gimmick of some sort, or at least some translucent plastic like underneath around the barrel of the gun, rather than just have orange paint. I mean, it's too simple. And like I said, I've already been spoiled by the Shell figure with their light up portal gun, but as I said, the translucent orange plastic in the barrel would have been really nice touch, since I think it would have been very nice to it. And it also got this matte finish paint all around it too. I mean, I really like that a lot, so I don't have to worry about the paint chipping easily compared to my other figures that had that matte finish. And I don't know if it's just me with my portal gun, but apparently there's like not much detail on this little dial, like in the video game. If you actually play Half-Life 2, even though I don't know why you would not play this game up to this point, but normally we have a dial and saying how much power you use on the portal gun and so forth. It's like not that much. It's like a glob of gray paint in it, and it's kind of disappointing. But then again, it's just very minor. You can't even see it, even though they add that detail to it. It's been a while since I played the game, but I don't know, I forgot what these are called, but from memory I believe they're called theropods, which you use to control the antlions, which looks very nicely painted and detailed. Absolutely love it. And not really much to say. I mean, it's just like, almost looks exactly like how it is in the video game. And it also got a peg hole in the bottom for some weird reason. I don't know why. Doesn't really connect to anywhere of the figure or anywhere in his hands, to be perfectly honest with you, but very nice, and it does really fit well to his hands. At a certain position in his hand, Gordon can able to hold the theropod very nice and tight, so it won't actually fall off. No matter how much you can shake it, it'll stay there nicely tight, well in position in his hand. Dare to take a bite at the theropod? Gordon comes with two interchangeable hands. For his right, it'll hold the handle of the gravity gun. On the left, it will hold the crowbar. And from the start of the video, Gordon comes with his trusty iconic crowbar, which is very nicely painted, matte finish of course, and love the red paint on it, as well as the bits of silver coming from top and bottom of the crowbar, probably indicating like some battle scar with this weapon, or if not, some paint chipping right in the middle, as you can see right there, with the bits of silver sticking out. Very nice. Really like that a lot. But the problem with this crowbar is that it's pretty weak. I mean, I don't know if it's made out of wood or very weak plastic, but this thing can break easily, especially if you put it on Gordon's hands. I mean, it's a bit of a tight fit with Gordon's hands, and definitely be aware of this and be careful not to break. Last but not least, we actually have the head crab that comes with Gordon, or I should say Lamar, and this is a very nicely detailed head crab. Absolutely love it. The amount of detail and texture is just amazing. As you can see, there's a lot of texture around going to skin, and what's insane about it is just like their veins is right there on top of the head crab, which is very nice. Came out just very well done. I mean, I love how NECA actually paid a good amount of detail with their figures and their accessories. And taking a look on the bottom of the head crab, we can see the teeth as well as the cavity. It was very nicely sculpted in detail. Just look how there are ridges inside. inside that cavity is just amazing, and I love how the red paint is on that figure. I mean, just very nicely done. But the problem is that it would have been nice if NECA would actually had the head crab and we were able to fit on top of Freeman's head. Since I got the figure right here, it's just, it won't go on top of him as much as I thought it would. Just sits like that. I mean, it does make sense that it can't actually fit on top, because if you do, you probably would break his glasses in the process of doing. But I wish the cavity is a lot bigger, so that way we have like a zombie Gordon Freeman, you know, with a head crab. But it would have been a really nice touch. But at the same time, you know, I think the head crab should, you know, be well by itself. But still, it would have been a really nice touch to it. I mean, it is what it is. And now getting to look at Mr. Freeman himself, which is very nicely sculpted. Absolutely love it. It's a great amount of detail, especially on the torso area of Freeman, of the hazard suits, which is very nicely textured. Matte finish on his paint on the arms, as well as the top of the hazard suit. Very nicely detailed, even though it's pretty plain. But we don't actually see much of the hazard suit, since like this is a first-person game after all. But love how it turns out, and get to see how the suit looks like in the figure. Finally, I'm digging the head sculpt of Freeman because it looks very nicely done, except for the mustache. I mean, it's not the same color brown as this hair, and at the same time, you know, it actually feels like it's painted on rather than like some texture on his chin, you know. But I don't know if my camera picks it up really well, but they actually painted the beard with individual strands of hair on it, so it's very nice if you look up close to it. But again, I apologize for my camera not picking it up. But his hair is just like incredible, and it's like very nicely sculpted in detail. I mean, like this, you can see the strands of hair easily, which is amazing. Really like that a lot. And the glasses too, which is like, I love the part that actually sculpted in with his head, or fused it with his head, so that way, you know, you don't have to worry about misplacing Gordon's glasses. But at the same time, if you know, this figure would have to fall face first, the plastic from the lenses here probably will pop off, and that would really suck. But I'm not too worried about that, since I really care about my figures with value. I took care of my figures with lots of care, but as well as, you know, a heads up for, you know, guys, if you like to display them in high shelves area. But definitely keep aware of that. Love how the Half-Life logo come out on the suit. Very nicely done. Details on the arms right there. Get focused, there we go. Very nicely done. I go to the bottom of the figure and his legs. Nice paint applications there, with a nice wash on this part there. And look at the bottom of the boots. Still see the textures on that. Articulation for this figure is pretty good, but not great. It could have been better in specific areas, which I'll get to shortly. But his head will rotate around 180 degrees. His arms extend outward just that much. Bends at the elbow, swivels left and right. His wrist rotates. He's got an ab crunch, but it's pretty weak. Can move forward that much, back like so. Just that much movement, not so great. But it does go left and right, a very decent range. And the legs are a bit of a miss, really. I'm not a big fan of it, since they extend outward just like that, showing that ugly gap between his leg and his crotch. Not a big fan of that. Also, it's got like a Y joint on his leg, so it extend outward just like that, back like so. But he does have an upper thigh swivel, which I like that a lot. He bends at the knee, not so much, not hardly even a 45-degree angle, just like that. But it does have a knee rotation, go left and right. Fists go left and right, extends up and down, and he does have some bit of a little bit ankle pivot, which is not too bad. It comes really handy with this figure. So with that all said, I do highly recommend this figure. He's a definite must for anyone who's a big fan of Half-Life, just as me. The figure is just amazing. I love the sculpt, paint application, and details is awesome. and I love the accessories. There's more I could have asked for that come with this figure. I wish that hopefully that NECA will actually do more figures within the Half-Life universe, like Dr. Brain, Alex, Barney, and all that great characters we come to love in the Half-Life game. And it would be really nice to see that players who actually do their own version of Freeman as well. That would be really nice. Hopefully later on that will happen. Not only if we can get the wait be over soon with Half-Life 3, because I don't know about you, but I really do hope that we get to see something or hear something about that game, since I'm impatiently waiting for that game ever since I finished Half-Life 2 years ago. I mean, aren't you? I mean, damn, the wait is just really killing me. It's just really losing my patience about this. But thank you guys for watching. I hope that my review will actually help within your purchase of your own Freeman, and please rate and comment if you like, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.